All right, we have a 5-minute speaker who's going to share this morning. I'm very excited. She has just a great encouragement and insight to share with you guys this morning. So I want to invite Kaeleen up. Kaeleen.
Hello. Okay. Okay. So the past couple weeks, I've just been thinking about hope, and I just want to start with something that will make sense if you just stay with me. So a while ago, when I was younger, we got our deck painted at my house, and so we weren't allowed to go on the deck for like 2 days. It had to dry, and so we have a screen door that goes out to the deck. And my mom had it locked so that whenever one of us kids would go up to it, we'd like pull on it and it'd be locked, and we'd be reminded, oh yeah, we can't go out on the deck. So, yeah, the reason she did it is because she was hoping that no one would step on it too soon. But what ended up happening is my brother one day didn't see the screen at all and he walked right through it out onto the deck. And so, what I'm trying to show is kind of the way that we think about hope a lot of the time. Like, um, basically, like whatever is going to happen will happen, and hoping for something is kind of irrelevant. But what the Lord has been making clear to me is that hope, um, well, we know that it's an anchor for our soul. And so, like, whatever you begin to hope in, you start to bind yourself to that thing. Um, and so, and oh, yeah, and it's kind of like, so say you're hoping like the Patriots are going to win. And the people that hope the most are the people that, they wear the colors and they learn the names of the players. And if they win, they don't say they won, they say we won, and they start to identify with what they're hoping in. Um, and so, like, when my mom was like hoping that the door would do what it was gonna do, she started to like identify with that. And so, if she wasn't hoping in it, you could probably look at it and say, oh, it's kind of weak. But because she started to anchor herself to it, she was like too close to have doubts to it. She's already like attached to it. Um, and so that's just an example of how like we use hope out of context. So like because God created hope, it's supposed to anchor our souls to Him, because Christ is the solid rock, and everything other than Him is sinking sand. So even though it's like obvious that a screen door is flimsy, we know by faith that anything other than Christ is equally flimsy. And yeah, and like the reason why the world might scoff at the word hope and say that it's irrelevant is because basically the world is notorious for anchoring themselves to things that are flimsy, like putting their hope in things that aren't the solid rock. So, like I said, it's out of context. Um, and I also just feel like it's kind of like if you were to plug an iPhone charger into an Android, um, and you wouldn't do that and then conclude that like the charger doesn't do anything, because you're using it for the wrong thing. You're connecting it to the wrong source. And I guess like practically, the way that it kind of resonates with me is like, so I'm starting student teaching this year, and I could go into it and be like, oh, I hope I'm not going to be nervous. I hope I can be confident. But that's basically anchoring myself to me again, which isn't helpful at all. But if I can like hope that God is courageous and hope that my inheritance comes from Him and that I have everything that He has, well, that like changes how I feel and like makes it different. So yeah, hope in Jesus.